Okay, now I want to get a shot of this. This is what it looks like after we added the butter, coming out rich and creamy, looking good. Now, the mistake a lot of people make when they make this food, see, I don't like my bouillon or my chicken and rice white or beige. I like it yellow, real dark, hearty yellow in color. And to get that color, we're going to be using a box of chicken broth soup. It really adds the flavor, it brings out all the nice juices, it makes it a nice texture, and it helps out the gravy. So, you take your chicken broth soup, this is in the bouillon, and you want to add some in there just like that. Let it start to cook, let it swish around a little bit, and just let it do its thing. You don't got to do much after that. So we'll keep an eye on that, we'll come back. Now, for my chicken and rice. Oh, I got to stir in this. This is for my babies, a little small pot of chicken and rice.
Alright.
Lower that a little bit. Now, for my chicken rice, we added the butter in there, and if you could see already, it's starting to become a nice texture. Now what we're going to do is, we're going to put the rice in now. That way the rice doesn't necessarily cook, but it actually fries. It makes the rice taste a little bit better. So I'll show you how that goes. We're going to take, we got about a half a box of Uncle Ben's long stem rice, and we're going to just gradually add the rice. Alright, that's plenty for now. And then you want to mix the rice in and let it cook with the butter and the vegetables and the chicken. Let it make its own nice flavor and its juices and its sauce. So once that cooks up a little bit, we're going to add some of their chicken broth soup. And I guess we're still a few minutes away, so we're going to let that cook. We're going to watch our pot of bouillon over here, and we'll get right back to you. Well, you can't smell it, but we already got that nice heavy chicken smell going on. And at this point, we're going to be adding some of our vegetables. We're going to be putting in our corn. It's important to let the corn cook a little bit extra. You don't want it crunchy, you don't want it to come out with a snap. You want it nice and soft and melty. So we added our chopped up corn on the cob. And then we're going to add our sweet potatoes. Very important again. You don't want them to come out crunchy. The worst thing in the world is when you go into a pot of stew, you pick up a potato, you cut into it, you can't because it's crunchy. So you got to make sure and let it cook extra long. So we're getting those in there early. So we got our corn, we got our chicken broth soup. Everything's cooking in our bouillon. We're going to give it a little bit of a shake, and we're going to probably add a little bit of water just to get some juice in there. And then after that, probably just put a lid on it and let it do what it does. So we'll come back in a minute. Okay, I'm back, I think. I don't know. Alright, so now the chicken and rice is pretty much almost done, so we're going to add the entire contents of this chicken broth soup. Maybe not all of it, just a little bit. Put the chicken broth in there. Now what this does, it just, again, it just brings all the flavors out. It really makes the chicken, I don't know what it does. It does something nice to it. That's all I can really tell you. I think we need a little bit more in there. It's still a little dry. Just a little bit more. Okay. Now, we got our chicken broth in there. We're going to add some more olive oil. And we need to probably put a little butter in there. Another half a stick of butter. Get that going. So, we got all that going on. We're going to let that cook up a little bit, let the butter melt, let the chicken broth soup dissolve in the rice and the vegetables and the chicken, let it soak in there. And we got to tweak this up a little bit. We're going to add just a little bit more olive oil, a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and a little more curry powder. Just make sure we get that nice yellow color in there. And we're going to add some parsley. Where's my parsley? There's my parsley. Into our bouillon. Give it a nice shake. And I'm going to be adding in another half a stick of butter into my bouillon. Alright, now at this point you got to make sure nothing's burning, everything's spinning around. Yeah. Make sure everything's spinning around, everything's melting. You want to taste as you go. Make sure you got enough spice, enough hint of this, enough of that. And I guess for now that's going to be about it. And we'll get back to you when I think everything's done. I think that's it. The only thing left to do is just cook it up. So we'll come back. Okay, before we get our potatoes in there, we got to cut them up a little bit. Making like a womano potato. I want to cut them in halves, or in some cases maybe even quarters. I just want to mention that JoeTube now is being recorded, and it will be seen entirely on HD. All of our videos from now on are going to be in HD. I got a cool Nikon Coolpix camera for Father's Day, so let's see how it works. Anyway, back to the potatoes. So we're getting our nice Womane potatoes going on. Like, this one's a little too thick. Maybe we'll just leave them alone. I don't know. Cut this one again. That's a thick one. I'm going to cut him, quarter him. Cut these potatoes. Alright, now we're going to get our potatoes, throw them in our pot. Oh, we got a little fire going on. Oh, get a nice shot of that. Look at that coming to a boil. That's beautiful. Watch out, watch out. We want to get our potatoes in there. We want to make sure they're extra cooked, make sure they're nice and soft. When you stick your fork in them, they melt. Our potatoes are in. The only thing left to do is basically simmer it up, let it cook, get this thing back on there. And again, we're going to taste as we go, make sure it's got everything it needs. So we'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Now, if you're saying to yourself, that looks awfully a lot like a soup, not a stew, you're right. But that's why we got this. What we have here is a mixture of water and flour. Womanes, they call it fumed. So I'm going to be mixing this into that, and it's going to make a nice thick stew. Yache, find the vegetables are dancing. Shukat Kalen. Now I'm going to stir into this. So when this thickens up and starts to look like a nice, ooey, thick and heavy, I'll show it to you. I'll come right back. Okay, I'm back. So now you could see we're already starting to thicken up. I mean, look at... Oh, let me get a shot of that for you. We're getting thick, nice, heavy stew, hearty gravy-like. And here's our chicken and rice. Get a nice scoop full of that. And the more it cooks, the more better it turns colors and the better tastier it gets. So we're pretty much almost done. And the only thing left, I think, now is just to plate it and serve it. So once we do that, we'll show you how it looks. Okay, well, we got our chicken and rice. We got our bouillie with our nice gravy. So I'm going to show you how to do this. When I like Tabasco sauce, but when I eat this food, I use this red hot Frank sauce. It's a little more thicker, it's a little more heavier. So what you do is you gotta split your chicken, and on the outside it's very yellow, but look how white that is on the inside. That's nice.
Chicken.
And then I'm going to get us a little bit of this gravy and a potato. Let it slide into there. Get that going in the mix. We got our Womano ketchup over there. It's basically just some ketchup, oil, vinegar, pepper, cayenne. I'm not going to eat that right now, maybe later. Okay, well, that's... I guess that's what was going on. This is Joey from Portland. You're watching JoeTube. So, whoever's watching, I hope you enjoyed it. And God bless you guys. Stay tuned. We'll have some more videos up for you as it goes. So, thanks for watching JoeTube. It's what's going on. And I'll see you next time.